Good morning, everybody, and YouTube. If you do hear some of my background noise, I haven't figured out how to turn off this alert yet. You'll hear a little bicycle bell every now and then. Yeah, that's gonna keep going off, unfortunately. Whoops, I have a comment in here. Also, if you guys do have a comment, if you wouldn't mind posting it in the chat options futures chat there, just to make it so it's a little more general for everybody to see. Yeah, it just keeps things kind of centralized in one place, so we can kind of have a place to look for all of the conversation that takes place here. All right, let me get the rest of my grid going here. As usual, we're going to keep a close eye on SPY today. We've got some volatility shaking out. This was a nice little rising channel with the pullback, almost exactly to 50%, although it was with a wick. It's still a 50% pullback. Those channels, you're going to see a lot more of them in this kind of market. This is going to become a little more volatile. And here into the open, we have a descending channel. And the idea is it'll probably open up, right around 382, which is an old friend of ours. 382 has been a key pivot forever. In fact, I'm going to draw it back in, having cleared it a long time ago. Oh, it is. It's right there. Duh. I'm going to mark out what I think will be about the open, probably about 38150, in that range, I think. And what you'll get is a descending channel here, probably a bounce back out of it, retrace about half of that to about 38185, and we'll see if it continues to run there, but I'm not so sure about that. Things in the market are not looking that great today as far as bullishness. Great for bears, great for traders. Let me adjust my charts a little bit, and I've got Amazon I'm kind of looking at. Quite the sell-off last night, along with Google. And then there's Google.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Boy,
All right,
howdy.
get the recording done. I'll get it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Not a problem. Pardon me a second.
Absolutely.
Got to hack up a lung every once in a while.
Every now and then.
Getting some allergies again. It's getting misty out this morning. Leaves are falling. Mold spores are blowing.
I forgot I got to pick up my allergy pills. So it'll be a fun day.
I just have to remember to take them with plenty of time for them to start acting. I almost never do. All right, so what was I going to mention here? Looking at Google and Amazon, man, I mean, they're identical charts. Google with obviously a much bigger red bar after that earnings announcement last night. My goodness. Ouch. And that's dragging a lot of market down with it, and so is Amazon. I don't know if you looked at Q, but Q was damaged the worst last night, down like 2.5% or something like that.
Oh, I looked at Q.
Into the late hours there, from 284.71 at the close-ish, down to like 277.88 on a Globex low. That's pretty nuts. Oh, we're getting this is bearish. I'll get at. We might get a right shoulder out of this. This is like perfect example of a triple top or head and shoulders here.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning.
Good morning, Ricardo.
Let's see if we can scalp some ES moves today.
ES. We got some report coming out at 10 o'clock. Bank of Canada announcement, money report, new home sales, State Street Investor Confidence Index, all at 10 o'clock. All right.
Yikes.
5-year note auction could be interesting.
Yeah, that could do some damage.
Yeah, that one I think is one of the ones you got to be careful about.
Man, Amazon's looking bearish. Probably going to close that gap. It opened down to about 115. Let me pull up Apple here. Apple's kind of holding its own, but it hit right to that 152.20 line we printed out a while back. And look, it kind of stalled. Looking left, we got very similar to SPY's 2-hour chart. Let me put this two next to each other. Oh gosh, that's such a mess. Let me zoom out a little more. There's that diamond here. You almost see it here on Apple. Let me turn the lights off. This chart nasty. I got so many lines on this thing. Basically the same diamond. You had the fake out breakout to the bottom. Well, now we've come out of the point. We've hit resistance here. Got just above it, which is right here. And we ended up hitting a control candle on the left side of this trend down here. And then we stopped. So we might get some deep bearish retracement out of this. We can probably see about 370 today is possible. My goodness, that'd be a heck of a steep drop. Ouch!
No. Bear teeth, bear teeth.
Get the bear teeth out, man. It's just going to be a ride.
We've had 2 trend days almost in a row, it seems like.
And it's funny because, yeah, we had those 2 trend days. We had that essentially just the middle of a measured move here. We've nailed that. And this is just treat it like any other rally in a bear market, so to speak. It's a relief rally. You can see there was some volume there in the past 3 days. Now we've kind of hit a point where it might back off, and we almost got to that 390, which would have been 50% retracement of this descending channel here. We got a nice double bottom out of it. We've achieved a break above R1, which is right here, and just about covered that control candle for target 1. I mean, don't rule it out. We can still continue bullish, but I like being a bear a lot more than being a bull. But I'm not going to let my mind tell me what I want to see on the chart. I'm going to let the chart tell me what it wants to tell me. So
yes,
looking at that, I mean, we're looking to open pretty bearish, but that doesn't mean anything yet. Oof.
Oh, just got to pop. See
Almost
what
hit the
happens.
bell anyway.
It's also a descending channel on 5 minutes.
Yeah. Descending channel on 1 minute even is pretty evident. I'm going to switch this back over to, actually I'm going to keep Q on today too. I like Q.
There it goes.
Timber. And definitely keep eyes on Apple, man. That's going to be kind of a canary for SPY for the most part here. I'm going to set up some limit orders on my spread I opened on SPY there. I was trying to open some put debit spreads on Google yesterday, but none of them looked appealing because the thing about going into earnings is if you're a few days behind the trend, if you didn't get in back in here, the implied volatility is going to be so high on those, there's no way you can get a spread that's going to be of any use to you today. Oh man, there goes Apple, there goes Google, and there goes Q. Ouch! Gonna be a bloodbath today, y'all. I'm digging it though.
Digging the bloodbath, the bloodbath. Digging the bloodbath.
Ah, man. It's good to be a bear. Sorry.
Me like bear.
Bears, bulls, pigs, we'll eat them all. We're omnivores in this market. Why not?
Omnivores.
Whoa, someone blew my phone up here.
Oh, it ain't me. Okay, TSHA. No, not so much. EPIX, if penny stock folks, EPIX looks interesting. I put some targets, I think, out for it earlier, all the way up to 229 from the pre-market. RNAZ, also another one that may be interesting for folks today.
I might look at some put debit spreads on Starbucks again today. Let it run up a little bit first.
Let us go over to
It's like a game of whack-a-mole with that one.
Bearish Trader. The SPY's taking off.
All of a sudden,
Uh-huh.
look at Google though, man. It's bearish AF. SPY visiting at 382.
Holy cow. Let's see what we got.
I want to see where this candle closes, or where this body closes. 382 is that known key pivot. It's already above it.
382.53 is the volume profile. I had her marked out earlier this morning. It almost wicked into, it's gone through two of them already. And so 383.29 your, what's that, your Globex high?
Yeah, 383.27. That's what
And
I
then,
have.
that's good. You're a good man. I know you got the right goods. I have 383.55 as another potential deal there.
There's
Volume profile.
retracement on Apple. That's what's going on there. Okay.
That's a 2-hour volume profile. The bottom of the volume profile box, the bottom of the box is above price right now at 384.46. And they have a market maker high of 384.43 at the moment.
I think we could get a complete 1-minute tweezer top here. Look at that thing.
Oh my, yes indeed. Look at that.
Nasty.
Nasty, 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 nasty.
Candle's got about 8 seconds.
Nasty, nasty. I got chart nasty today.
Boom. Candle closes right there. Yikes.
Let's go see. Yikes. Bear, 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 bear.
I might throw a... I don't like throwing an ES contract in this early in the opening.
No. Not when it's crazy like this.
That's
Oops,
nuts. Because
daisy.
this can easily turn into a high and tight pennant, even though it's up out of that upper band quite a bit. Look at the range on the 5 minutes right up in there. Yikes.
I like me a 2-hour chart, by the way.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of data.
I give you a lot of data. Like, a lot. Like, look at your 2-hour chart on SPY right now. You get a bar after that. You get a green bar up past the Globex high.
Yeah.
And you might be bullish for the day.
I might be.
Might be. Might be, I said.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
let the
just
chart
looking at the
speak.
chart. It's got to finish. I mean, that's a long way on that 2-hour chart to go.
And essentially, that would end up being a third leg breakout.
Mm-hmm. You see how it's been going, yeah.
That was sneeze attack number 1 I muted for.
Sneeze attack. I got to go find some. I got some meds I got to take till I can get my meds today.
Yeah, I might have to run up to my medicine cabinet and do the same.
I just take, basically, they give me a prescription for Singular, you know?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Okay.
One that works best for me is kind of a lesser known. It's called Zysol.
Zysol. Ooh, I do have Flonase. That helps too. Jacks me up though.
High and tight pennant. Look at this. These are only bullish when they're proven. So if this becomes a consolidation point for a measured move, let's measure the base about 381.50. Round it 382.50. So you get a dollar move out of this. It could go to like 383.50, somewhere in that neighborhood out of here. If it breaks out bullish.
Yeah.
But if it fails, that becomes quite the breakdown, and I would be inclined to run that breakout with some contracts on the ES there.
Son of a gun. Look out.
We had one of these a couple, 3 weeks back, and I made a little highlight video out of it. And it was essentially just a triangle right, exactly, almost in the same spot as this one. and it broke bearish, and it ran down right to the opening low. About
Jiminy crickets.
well, this one might break
Bearish,
bullish
huh?
though. This one might break bullish. There it
Shoo.
is.
We were at a descending channel. I saw that we were at the bottom of a descending channel, and someone always teaches that descending channels often have a high probability of breaking bullish.
Yep.
So
And there it was. But
kind of
this one
reminds me of when
ran through that
when they
50% like
look
tissue
at that.
paper, and it made a
Oh my
150% run.
gosh! Look at that. Which
Okay, we wicked out of the upper. Let this candle
IWM
close.
looking good.
Get about 15 seconds.
Yeah, buddy. Mullen going blah blah blah. Comms going blah blah blah.
This is
Mullen
crazy
kind of
though. We've
sinking up.
got
Comms going up.
Apple and Google over here, both bearish AF, yet SPY's running. What's up with that?
Well, that just shows to go you.
Yeah.
Stock's going to do what stock's going to do. Well, they'll figure it out in a little while.
Oh, I'm sure. Let me try something here.
Let's see where we're going today. Shake, 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 shake it out. Tweeze the top. Where's my 1 minute chart?
See if I can run a funny spread on this.
My goodness, where are you? Hello, 1 minute chart. Wow. That is some bullish stuff. That's the 2 hour. We don't need 2 hour right now. It's got 30 minutes.
See if I can get this open real quick.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
That's kind of neato. We got a second pennant. Let's see what this really is. Just pull the mask off of it, Scooby.
Mr.
Mr. O'Connell? No.
That's somebody.
Yeah,
I was going to say somebody's name. And I'd have got away for it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Oh, man.
Got away with it.
I think we get a rising channel out of this, and it's...
Holy cow, 3803. Look at that. Excuse me, 382, 383.03. Bam. Guess what that was? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going to tell you. I ain't going to tell you.
Another VWAP bend, huh?
Mm-hmm. Those are like freaking magnets, man. Magnets. Oh, wow. Look at that.
That should break over any second now.
Pretty candle. Let's see. Get the break over yet? 10 minutes. 15, we'll know a little more. But it's pretty volatility, though.
I might see about some, dollar-wide Friday expirations on the put side if this looks to do what I think it'll do. Yeah.
Not the SPY. Oh, look. Somebody just fell on that 10-second chart. Mm-hmm. Getting up to the top of the volume profile on the MES there. On trade of 8.
You see yesterday's 1 hour control bar, right? Bottom is 378.80. Let's see where we go. Oh, look, we broke.
Oh, look out below.
There's a retracement right here on a 200. Bam, 382. Nailed.
Look out below. Below, below, below. Oh, my goodness. Yes, indeed. Look at that. Baby.
You may think it's going to be a hammer, but then look over here at Q.
No.
A bit of a 5-minute tweezer.
What I see. Right now, I see an inverted thingamadoogie. That's a technical term in the stock market.
Thingamadoogie, yeah.
The inverted thingamadoogie. We hadn't taught them that terminology yet.
The Huma what's it?
The Huma what's it? And the left-handed monkey wrench. Got to have a left-handed monkey wrench. Hold on, this thing is
It's not done with us yet.
No, it's not done at all. We still got 3 minutes on this 5.
So this is classic
But that was looking really good for a second.
on Q here. Classic rising channel. Even though it was just a wick, we got that 50% retrace right there. In fact, I can drag the pivot down to that because I'm going to mark that for later. About 278.28. All right. I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts today. Pushing premium.
Ooh. Oh, you're wearing your Pushing Premium
I
shirt?
am.
Of course you are. Well, anybody who's interested in an Epic penny stock, Epic's EPIX, has already hit every price target I had marked out for it. So,
Whoa. Apple making a measured move for the bear side. Broke 150.
let's
Snakes.
see. You got spike.
I'm going to go look at the
What
advanced
is this?
decliners because that's going to paint a picture for me.
Oh, you got the
So
red bar.
here's where we got SPY kind of doing what it's doing right now, and this is why. And something to always kind of watch here. I'm going to put this in the chat. Advanced decliners is something to pay attention to, I'll tell you what.
It is.
Let me get in the right chat room. My goodness. Our server has grown to so many things. There's your advanced decliner right there. That explains SPY this morning. In spite of two of the main parts of it, Apple and Google here, being bearish, SPY continued to run up. Until now. Now we've nailed that 50%. We broke it. Can we get 100% or down to the 381.63, 62 body here?
Sorry.
I think we can. Keep going. We're not done with you yet, SPY. And Q kind of playing on the edge there. So SPY, we can print a bounce here. We can get a little tweezer bottom and a retrace back up. Treat this just the same way you would as a descending channel, because you can see it, even though it's 1 minute candles, we're zoomed in tight. This little descending channel, if you looked at that on the 10-second chart, you'd see it plain as day. Oftentimes these descending wedges will break bullish and run at least a 50% retracement. And now we've almost achieved, in fact with a wick, we touched right at that 381.60, 61, 62 area. Here comes your retracement.
15 minutes. Time for your 15-minute range. 15-minute range brought to you by... Ooh, look at that 15-minute range. Jiminy.
Oh, the 15-minute bar?
IWM has a 15-minute range that's ugly. Oh, let me get that. Fix that.
There's your 50% retracement of the descending channel.
Oh, goodness. The coffee's yelling at me already.
Man, these things are back in style. I love seeing these channels.
The descending and the yeah. Yeah, we didn't have them for a while.
No, they
faced
out for a while. Sideways, we had a bunch of double bottoms, double tops, triple tops, diamonds everywhere. And then the diamond extensions, of course, we call them diamond fish now. Yeah, we've had our run of the mill for pattern shifts. And when one becomes no longer popular, they'll run to a different pattern. But like we were saying in our chat earlier, patterns are just human nature. This has been going on for thousands of years. They repeat. Probably look at the pyramids, and if you've been around charts long enough, you'll see charts on the pyramid horizon. I mean, that's pattern recognition is kind of what humans do, and at the same time, we kind of manifest them as well. You know, a lot of people will tell you that the market is mainly controlled by algos and stuff like that these days, and they are. But those algos were written by humans. I mean, the algos are trained to recognize those patterns just as we are. They're a little more efficient at it, but oftentimes, if you've got enough chart experience, you can trade right along with them. All right, so there's our retracement right there, 382.62. That's just about done. Now what? Well, let's borrow or add another trend line here. And we can start seeing this sort of deal. We can get an end pattern here, but I think it's kind of not likely. That's got about 10 seconds left in this candle. I'd like to see it print a second doji there. And maybe
What's going on? I left and it doesn't look like it's going bearish. What'd you do?
Well, wait 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got big Tootsie Roll-ish looking thing. Not quite a perfect Tootsie Roll, and IWM's 15 minutes.
Well, we got Apple retracing. We got Google retracing here.
Let's get the 15-minute range
what
here.
else we got in the market that's looking fun?
Let's go here.
Out there on YouTube, if you're hearing that little bicycle bell thing and going off, it's just a. I'm checking out the platform for Money.net, and I'm loving it. I haven't figured out how to turn the bell off yet, but I don't think I care because it's very, very useful.
Uh-oh. Look at those big candles there.
Bam, end pattern.
10-second chart.
Right, 383.
Whoa, epic is epics. It's just blown through every target I had, EPIX. That's a penny stock for those who want to penny stocks. They had a phase 1 of 2 study.
I went short for 10 seconds there.
Oh, you did. Oh, you did. That was a good 10-second short you got.
That bar right there, bam. Just a quick 3-pointer.
Mullins flushing out again. They just want to stay sub penny. RNAS, RNAZ looking like.
I got 2 of the 3 points anyway.
Good job.
That was rapido.
Good job. Homestead Runner. You remember Homestead Runner?
Why does that sound familiar?
That was early YouTube stuff. You were a teenager.
Ah.
It was a cartoonish thing on YouTube.
I remember seeing some pretty fun animation stuff back then. One that made me laugh, and it was...
What pattern is that on SPY? What ugliness is that? Homestar Runner. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Looks a little like a triple top, eh? I think we get a triple top here.
I've got my mother's disease. I screw up names and stuff. My mother used to call, if y'all remember Jose Canseco, the baseball player. That was Jose Can Say So.
I have his rookie card. Along with Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas. I got a lot of the greats.
Frank Thomas. That guy's had some.
Yeah.
He could hit the crap out the ball.
The only one I didn't get, and I really wish I did, was Nolan Ryan's rookie card. But I got a bunch of Nolan Ryan cards.
Oh, Nolan Ryan. I got to see him play when I was a kid.
Yeah. That dude
got to see Ken Griffey Jr. play, too, a few times. When he was with the Braves.
I used to have 3.
I don't know. We look bullish here.
I used to have 3 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards, and I sold one of them back when it was around $400 or $500. I thought, man, that's a great deal. And then I kept the other 2. I still have them.
There's that trying to break that 179.86 over there. Where's my SPY?
That was way back in the day.
383.16 over there. Yeah, way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
And Ricardo knew Homestar Runner. Was that Ricardo or who said that? Homestar Runner. Was that Ricardo or Bud? I can't.
It might have been
Sometimes
Ricardo.
when they speak when they speak softly,
It wasn't
and
me.
it wasn't you. Okay, it must have been Bud. Yeah, sometimes when Bud and Ricardo speak softly, just like one or two words, I can't tell who it is.
Right.
Sorry, guys. I know I have ears that I should use better.
It was.
I don't sound like Charlie Sheen.
Actually, Bud doesn't sound that much like him either. But
You know what my chart looks like? My chart looks like Charlie Sheen's coffee table. Ah, ha, ha. Sorry. I'm going to get sued for that. That's live on YouTube. Oh, no.
You're going to get skewered. Okay. All right. We are.
What? He draws on his table.
This is terrible. We're going sideways right
now. Oh, man.
American Airlines isn't. And, of course, I sold my call once it started turning down.
Oh, we're going bearish.
Good job. You got some profit on that. Let me look at AAL.
No, because my put's open.
Hang in there, because we're starting to set up a bit like an M-top there, if you know what you're seeing there on American Airlines.
I'm seeing something else. We're going to see if what I see is
remember when I
later
drew this line here and it didn't seem to make sense to anybody? I didn't even say anything about it. I just sort of drew it. Oh, wow, look at that. It followed the trend.
Look at that. It followed the trend. Let's see now.
So why did I put that there? Well, all I really did was come across the top and just sort of eyeball close to the angle that I saw on the other side of this channel.
Bears.
That's all I did.
We are bears.
And I'm using this information to trade the ES, and I'm making a few whacks at it.
Whack, whack, whack.
And I think I'm going to close right on this push down here.
Where am I? Give me a...
Because that's looking like a little bit of a double bottom on that 10-second chart. Oh, you know what we got now? I forgot.
You know what we got? I got screwed in the pre-market is what I got.
So Webull started giving us 15-second charts and 5-second charts. The only downside is it does not transfer your drawings to those intervals. So I know it's weird, but if you look at the difference, heck, even between like a 5-minute and a 1-minute, you'll see all the lines there. They don't quite jive. The angulars don't quite jive with the 1-minute chart. See, like, I go to the 1-minute chart. Where the heck did this line come from? Nowhere. It's just skewed from another line. It probably comes out. I don't even know where the heck that line came from. Oh, it's probably this one down here.
Let's see what now happens.
Webull's a little weird like that, so you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. It's a great application. It's free to use. You get real-time data for free, just for having a funded account. And I'll tell you what, if I'm sitting here demonstrating with it, it's worth it. So anyway, long story short, they give us 15-second charts and 5-second charts. I really wish they gave us a 10-second chart, but I'm okay with that because I can do stuff with this.
I like the 30-second on that one too.
Yeah, that 30 seconds is useful. The half-minute.
Let's see what happens here now.
Channel retracement right there. Look at that doji. Oh, we might get an end pattern out of this, but probably not. I think we're still bearish. Hopefully we get an evening star out of that. That's what I'd like to see.
We got an evening star at the... Oh, I'm looking at IW.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Regarding Webull, Jeremy, I just opened the account and it's delayed 15 minutes, and they said if I want a real time, it's gonna be $2.99 a month. But you mentioned it's free.
Yeah, it's free for me. I've never had to pay for it.
Yeah, I've never had to pay for it either, but they've changed
I guess
some
maybe they
things
changed now because, like I said, they're asking for $2.99 for the real time streaming.
And
they're starting to do what other
right.
brokers are doing that are giving away free commissions, like Tradeovate. You got to pay for data.
Do you have
Low
it?
commissions.
You do have it funded?
Yes, I put
Okay.
$200 in it.
Okay. I wonder if you go to your messages, there might be a subscription you have to sign up for where it says free trial or something like that. Sometimes you have to redo that once in a while.
I'll go and read, but I did read all the messages since I opened and I didn't see anything, just only the free 2 stocks, fractional stocks they added to the account.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird because that is weird.
So I'm actually running 2 accounts. One of them's much newer than the other. And my other account is actually signed up for beta testing as well. So that's something else you can do on the wherever you downloaded it from. You can get the sign up for the beta testing. Let me see here. Messages.
So for everybody listening, if you looked at we talked about the descending channels in that video, and I'll try to keep this one for tomorrow. IWM just gave us the inverse of that back at 951.
Yeah,
Gave us an inverted hammer hitting into a pivot point. Gave us the moving averages all spiking instead of dipping. And certainly has gone bearish since then. So that was our signal of an ascending channel break, even though it's an ugly ascending channel.
Yep, there we
And
go.
there it is.
Down to the base.
There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Sweet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Go, baby, go.
I missed my entry because I was too busy analyzing it.
This is the M top
ever do
breaking
that?
down, or the triple top breaking down. Yeah. Now here,
Yeah.
pay attention. This is still a descending channel here. We just nailed
That's a
the bottom
pivot.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me change my line just a
Just
little
crossed
bit.
the pivot on.
I scalped some of that.
Heck yeah, I'm still
Good deal.
riding a little bit. I forgot to close.
I forgot to trade because I was analyzing.
There
Son
we
of a
go.
gun.
I'll close it there.
EPIX has broken every level I laid out this morning. Wow.
Is it leaving a smoke trail?
Yeah, you never know. I marked out levels on a
Ooh.
couple of them this morning, and they ain't doing a lot. Ooh, that's a pivot.
Oh, that's hitting right to target. 290 I had. Just looking at the chart. Control
the,
candle on the daily chart
QQQ?
from no EPIX. 826.
Oh,
The candle from
yeah.
826 right there is your control candle. And it went right to it. Next
Yeah.
level, if
Beautiful.
it gets
Oh,
loose.
what is
Yep.
it? Oh, 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, y'all.
Yep.
Son
That's
of a
that
gun.
descending channel.
You got Bank of Canada announcement, new home sales, and investor confidence index. All that's coming out right now.
Boop. Nice. I think it spikes up and then drops like a freaking rock. How's that sound for technical
Yeah.
analysis?
Yeah, that sounds great. Like for technical analysis.
That sounds really great.
Listen, this is gonna be great. This is great. I love this. I love finding strategies, y'all. And that, like Jeremy says, we haven't had much descending or ascending wedges or channels.
And they usually don't nail 100% retracement that fast, but this is unprecedented. This is news event happening here. But when you see
The
these,
market maker high at 380, 375.
the trades you can make on these channels are pretty clean. You get the bump off the bottom, angular support in the descending channel, 50% retracement,
Barnett.
easy day trade, right? Continuation, sure, you could go and scale out of your position, close half of it here, wait a few minutes, and then if it continues to be bullish, you can ride the other half of that, and then you can have your hand sitting over the bailout button through this stuff if you want. But when you see these channels, you pretty much get a good idea what they're going to do, at least for the 50% mark. You can use limit orders to sit there and wait. But I like to do is I like to go with a trailing stop on these because sometimes they'll run a little higher. Haha, nice. Close. Another 3-pointer.
Hey, let's see what's going to happen here. What are y'all going to do now? Some big wiki stuff you got there, Mr. Spy.
Yeah. Just about down to the 10-second VWAP now.
Pushed and
38.44.
now it's coming back down. Look at that. Boom.
Here comes your rock. So what is all of this looking like?
I should not have sold my call.
Is American Airlines still? Yeah, it is still running up.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Frustrating.
Hang in there. This is all chopped up by the news event here, so.
Well, it expires on the 11th, so
Gotcha.
my put. So I have time. But it just sucks because I thought it was going down.
Well, let's have a look at the broad market. I'll use Q because it's got less dope on it. I got a bunch of lines on my SPY chart, but you can see the forest through the trees on my Q chart. So
I want to see the roots, branches, and leaves.
with Q, kind of get your classic double bottom out here. You got the L1, H1, L2. Even though L2 was plunging. Came right back up, rejected that R1 yesterday to the wick. And now we'll either get a pullback and continuation and rally up to a 50% retracement of the previous trend, which is possibly going to take us to like $300. I'm a little skeptical. I don't call this a bottom yet. The other side of that coin is, let's look a little further left. When have we seen this before? So let's say if we can't break R1, we know how to handle a double bottom when they don't break the resistance level. You look a little further left, you find the key support of that resistance range. That's where R1 is right here. So we got a couple pivots to mark out here.
Man, this is some wild action on a 0 day.
Yes, it is.
We're pretty much sideways right now.
For the moment.
What a moment.
But we've
Wicking
got
in
range.
between a few things.
And
Yeah, we
range
got
is
range.
tradable. Some of my friends were saying today's likely to be an inside day. And look, we're inside the range. This is the candle I want to be inside here. This guy right here. And that goes all the way down to like 378 and as high as 382.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'd like to see us get inside that range because then that confirms that we consolidate and we'll test support one more time down to like 380 and range around there because we kind of need a pullback if this trend is going to remain healthy. If not, we'll look for a reversal pattern at the top here, and that's what the bulls don't want to see, but they'll know it when they do see it, and oftentimes you get a rug pull in that situation, so just kind of be aware. And looking at Q, kind of let's look the same way. We're looking for inside range. About 384 is the top of that thing. If we break 384 today, control candles right over here. That's where our targets are. And let me zoom in on that, throw a couple pivots down. We'll make this as dirty as my SPY chart. Why not? About 387-ish right in here. That's a target 1 breakout for a double bottom. Target 2, 290. And expect consolidation around there unless we get to the next control bar, which is up here at 294 and some change. All possibilities. And at the daily level, that would put us right in a 50% retracement of the previous bearish trend. So anything's possible, but like I said, let the Let the talking heads chip their teeth all they want. The chart tells us everything we need to know.
If American Airlines keeps ripping, I'm gonna have to double down on this put.
You can turn it into a. You don't want to turn it into a credit spread because you can't rotate out of it. Plus, you're on Webull with that.
With my $125 account.
You can run it as a calendar. Then you're in trouble, though. You can stake a shorter strangle on it, but then it kind of limited to options unless you have a margin account, and Webull requires some deposit for margin to work. For some reason, they won't let you sell spreads either.
Yeah, I just have to hope it goes remotely down before November 11th.
Looks like we're going to get our measured move here, which would take us to 384. Let's see if we can get a pullback to go long on here.
I hate the highs. Dadgummit. Son of a biatch.
Were you bearish
Sorry.
on that one?
No, I missed my entry.
Oh,
I was going to go bullish. I was sitting there looking at it, and I'm trying to watch too many different things, and I've missed 2 entries already.
well, I got the
Good.
pullback candle there for a long, but I'm out now. It's
Yeah.
already a 3-pointer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was going on a directional option.
And
But I'm
we
glad
might
I
get a
got.
buzz
I'm glad
beat
I
here.
didn't do it. Yeah, my entry was way back when, but
Gotcha.
I missed it. I'm looking for another one.
Oh, give me a buzz beat. Let me see here.
If it gives me an entry, either way, I'll take an entry either way. I don't care if it's bullish or bearish. I'll take an entry.
Scalp it if it moves. Here we go. Let's see if it holds this 20 period on a 15-second chart. You want doji, and you want a bar to start just on top of the doji on the next candle.
Yeah, I have I guess more of a request if it's possible.
Bearish for a moment. That's Morningstar. Damn it. Go ahead.
So I've been watching all Stone's videos, and so the most important things charting, it seems from watching all you guys, is the pivots from the VWAP and then the control bars.
Yes.
Is there like a little, like, kind of like bulleted list where you can specifically say which time frames to mark each, to look back left and mark? Because I'm doing all kinds of stuff, and then my, chart's looking like Charlie Sheen's desk. All my markings aren't holding up. They're not.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, they aren't acting as resistance or support. They're not doing anything. So I'm obviously going in the right time frames.
Let's do it tomorrow morning. I'll do that because I use the daily, the 2 hour, the 30, the 15, the 5, and the 1. When I'm marking out my my stuff, and I look for those. I look at the daily to see if there's a pattern that's showing me any kind of sign of bullishness or bearishness, and then that's what I was going to do today, and so I'm glad you said that, Bud. We'll do that tomorrow morning. And then we'll put a list together of that too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out what to do pre-market or before I go to bed to chart.
Sure.
So I'm ready, and I'm having, like, you need to mark these things and on these time frames.
Right.
Generally.
Okay. We can do that, huh, Jeremy? We can do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. So,
And that's a good idea. I'm glad you said that.
Hey, Stone, can we also get the setting for the VWAP?
That's a good one too.
It's just I can do that. It's just the day VWAP that I use, and I'll throw that up in except for TOS users, I can throw a screenshot of that up in TO and Discord in a little while.
We're building a
I
panic
use
here.
TradingView, and on my charts, I have when I put time frames, I can click on it and put it as a favorite, and it goes to the top of my chart. So I have basically the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 2 hour, the 1 hour, the 30, the 15, the 5, and the 1 as my favorites, and I just go from back and forth as favorites that I click on my charts.
Pretty cool. Now Sig has that set up in his TOS where he just clicks on the top of the chart and he's got his style laid out. So he just clicks on it and it changes minutes and everything. And I think that's super cool. Okay.
Does TOS not have that?
Oh, it has a lot of stuff. It's just a matter of getting through it. I basically got to the point to where I can drive the car, if you will. So, oh yeah, TOS has that. We're at a pivot right now, on 1 minute on IWM.
There's a tight pennant on a 15-second
yes.
chart here too.
And it looks like we're going to go bullish here for a little while.
Is that Webull you're using, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is Webull here, and it's strange that they're.
And you can't put a favorite like a daily or any other charts or on there.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely. I can run any time frame. It's like here's a weekly, daily.
I see it down there. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I have as well.
So essentially, when we do it, and just to kind of give a quick brief of what we're going to go over and build a list for tomorrow morning. Yeah, it's just like that. You start on a bigger time frame and work your way down. And I tend to start, if I'm looking for short-term trade setups, I'm looking at the 2-hour chart first, but I always reference the day chart too, because I want to know where the big areas of control are, because I want to know where my range is likely to be. And anytime we see a control bar, we always mark them out, but it does get kind of tricky when you got like 1,000 lines on your chart. So you want to kind of start to color code things at some point, and I haphazardly do it because I sometimes will forget to color code things, but I'll go and run a different color for daily candles versus shorter term candles and just kind of set up zones. So like here I would run this, just kind of eyeballing this for what I expect to see on a 2-hour chart would be. This would be about a 50% retracement of that control bar there, right? So start zooming in a little bit more and you'll start to see more. You'll start to see, okay, well, we're in that range. All right, there's your upper limit, there's your lower limit. We've also got a limit line down here. And then go and back reference them. So where was this range? All right, well, this was range base of this control bar here. And this was range in the gap from this candle to this candle. Okay, so then go back into your 2-hour chart. So you're going to go back and forth a little bit to verify what you're seeing so you know where to mark things. And as you get closer and closer, then you're looking for the smaller structure. And you'll mark the structure on a longer term chart as well. So here goes AAL breaking down finally. There was a key pivot at 1440. So looking at Q here, just for instance, where do our patterns start to show up? Well, the daily's got that double bottom. It has the pullback now. It has a potential to remain bullish after this pullback. There's some limits there. Key pivot. Let's find a key pivot. Where's our key resistance? That's this one here. So go back and change the depth of that one. Make it thick so it stands way out. So you know exactly where that key limit is. And look, yesterday we went right to it and rejected. So we're pulling back. If this is going to continue to be bullish, this is where we're going to see it happen today and tomorrow. All right, if it breaks the midline of this thing and hits the key support zone and breaks that, we'll know that this is going to fail, and then we become in a situation like we would see on a 10-second chart. This is where a double bottom would break over in a bearish trend and remain bearish. This is where you would get short if you were looking to continue to ride this down. So as you get closer and closer, you're going to start looking at your day trading structure more than your swing trading structure. So swing trading generally going to be done with these higher time frames. You can maximize your entries and exits using day trading tactics on a shorter time frames, marking everything out, of course. But you got to know where your expected moves are going to be. So you got to start looking at substructure. Well, we had kind of a rising wedge here that broke bearish. It nailed the support down here in this control bar right into the close, and then remained bearish, finished that 100% retracement down to yesterday's open. Right now we hit it again today. So typically when we see 3 knocks on a key support area, we usually say, okay, well, it's likely to break through that and remain bearish. Typically, this is a 15-minute chart. Where's our midpoint? Midpoint's right in that control bar, about 381.25-ish in that area. So mark that out. And when you're starting to see this on a shorter time frame, make it a different color that kind of stands out to you. Let's go with orange in this case. And most of the time I reserve orange for yesterday's close. Anyway, that was an after hours close. Same. So that's our key resistance for today's range. So if we're going to remain inside that range, that's kind of the upper resistance. And the open from yesterday becomes, basic support. And we know if we break one way or the other, we'll have an answer to whether we can swing trade this or just day trade the range. And then let's get down to the 5-minute. Starting to see a bunch of wicks sticking out of the upper side of this as this trends up. I also kind of take note of where the 200 period is. As you can see, even in the pre-market, that 200 on a 5-minute chart, very significant resistance. It backed down after trying to tap on it. Yesterday's close in the after hours, it was support. Went to our range, smashed through. All right, so can we get a repeat? Sure, we can remain bullish and break that 200, but I'm going to be looking for a reversal to go bearish on right around that 200. And then get to, I rarely use a 3-minute chart unless I'm trying to see some substructure that's setting up to verify it. But most of the time I'm looking at the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart for my day trades.
Heads up, Bitcoin's about to break 21.
Wow. Thanks for the heads up on that. And it looks like you might get a second leg on your EPIX here, Stone. It might break that 295 zone.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to it much. I just wanted to mark some levels out and find a good penny stock for us to do.
Right.
And I found a couple, and I was happy about that.
Whew, yeah.
Let's see if we can hit 180.39 on IWM. SPY 384, yeah, 46 is what I'm looking at.
I'm going to start looking at American Airlines and break that down for you too in a minute here, Bud.
But I appreciate. Listen, when you guys ask for requests like that, that's great stuff because that lets us know what you're wanting to strengthen, shore up. And since kind of new moderator for me, and Jeremy just coming on full time the last few months, we're still building stuff together. So, and we want to make everybody successful. We're having a great time doing this, and anything I learn all my life, I've been one of those people that got to tell you about it. So when I learn something, you're going to find out.
Gonna put it in writing.
Shoot. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so we're right back to that resistance point.
That's me scalping. That was me scalping.
So we'll either set up. Nice work. We'll either set up.
I'm just so happy it's coming together now with the options.
Yes.
I should have stayed in.
Did you make a profit?
It's all good. Dude, I got a scalp. Market
don't
doesn't
cry.
know me anything.
Shut up.
Damn right. I'm gonna shut up.
Well done.
That's
well.
it.
I got an entry, and I got an entry on something I showed us the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm taking that. That's gonna go up.
Mm-hmm. This is looking like it's about to break that resistance level.
Yeah, and where are we at? SPY. We're bottom of the volume profile box, which is 384.46. That's a volume profile on a 2-hour. So we got lots of videos to make, Jeremy.
We do, man. and VWAP is something I don't tend to use, but I'll poke it on the chart every once in a while because it does have a significant effect. But it's like I can always see about where the VWAP is, especially when I get these channels. You know exactly where the middle of that channel is. So VWAP kind of tends to play right along with these channels, right down to a 1-minute chart.
Yep.
Very readily.
It does, and it just it's just that I got that from like I said, James a long time ago, but he had that whole boulevard thing, and just
Yeah.
it was like everybody thought, experienced traders were saying, man, that is just mind-boggling. It's
Yeah.
very complicated, and it was very complicated. And after a little while, it was like, okay, I just need to back off. And then I was reading about multiple day VWAPs. Matter of fact, he had given me an article,
Yeah.
and it was just, I took it off for a while. I wasn't paying any attention to it. And then about 5-6 months ago, I started saying, hey, let me
Right.
look at this. And I just find that it's, there's certain ways to chart. Everybody does it differently, and everybody follows things differently, So I'm still practicing that kick, and it's working out. And then when I get wolf waves and diamond patterns better.
Yes. I'm making a rising channel with the center line here, if you're wondering.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And Jeremy's always honest about those channels. Put those. No, he's not honest. He just always emphasizes when you draw a channel, make sure you get the middle line.
Yes, don't forget the middle line. Look at that. Regression. Bam. We've been knocking on support.
Yeah. Come on.
After this
Is a
pullback,
rising channel.
1, 2, this is the third knock on support after this the center of it here. It almost resets itself. If we're expecting a bearish break, this is where it'll be, and the pullback will be about half this range. So you look for a tag probably down to about 379.60, 379.50 it might reach to with a wick. And just kind of, you can use your mind's eye to put a line across here, but if you have to draw it,
I usually
draw
do.
it. Because if there's enough noise on your chart to begin with, adding more is just going to complicate things, right? But
Yep. Man, epics went epics. Mullen going up again. Mullen has given us a look at the 1 minute chart. It's almost given us that inverted head and shoulders. It's a looking thing, or
that's a big old double bottom.
Yeah, big old ugly thing.
Yeah.
But it's pushing up again.
It's being nasty.
Com's just coasting along. 777.
All right, let me break
What's
down
that?
American Airlines.
777.
Oh, we got a
Go
head and
for it.
shoulders on the 1, Jeremy.
For
American Airlines.
I'll
Looks
get
like
to
it.
the one. So looking at the daily chart first, I'm looking at my ranges, right? I've got all my ranges set out. Those are the big white lines. And we went right to resistance here, and that was just this guy here. We knew where the gap was, and this candle set here.
These are top.
Traded that the other day.
Look out.
Let's get tighter and tighter.
We going bearish?
Yeah, I went short at 38.61. I'm going
You
to
do
ride that
good
for a
job.
moment. We're right at my target right now. If it bounces here, I'll
Tweezer top.
take it. If it doesn't bounce here, I will continue to ride. That's a bounce. I'm out.
And 4 minutes.
I keep nailing these little 2 and 3 pointers, and man, it's just been
Okay, watch it here.
awesome.
In 4 minutes, they got a whole bunch of stuff to get ready to come out. And crude oil inventories, I guess that's at 10:30. They have investing.com has 3 stars, which their key means we're expecting a high volatility. Expecting high volatility at 10:30 when they come out with these things. So just be mindful of that. You can get these really bad wicks on stuff like that on these indexes like SPY, MULN, building. Man, but when you start getting the channel breaks, and like Jeremy says, we haven't had those in a while, and so and I like those things. Those are some of my favorite. That's my favorite strategy is those channel breaks, and we didn't have them for like 6 to 8 weeks.
I know.
I can't trade.
It's like, where'd it go?
Where'd it go? Focusing on double bottoms and double tops, and instead, and the strangles, and that's when the strangles were really, really good, if you will, because everything was going sideways. But now that we got the channels back, those
Yes.
are freaking awesome. Because there's candlestick patterns you can see at the top of a channel and know, oh, we got an inverted hammer. I need to pay attention here.
Right. So that's
And
just like this.
Look at this.
This Q channel, I marked it out. It wicked almost to that
goodness.
sucker.
What are we
Almost to
gonna
it.
do? Oh, we got that thing coming up in a few minutes. I'm
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
squat.
I'm flat. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go talk to the coffee for a minute. I'll be back.
I might have to go let some out in a minute. Okay, let me complete my rundown on AAL here. So we're in the 2-hour chart. We're starting to see it's rejected that high, that 1440 pivot once, twice, 3 times. But now we're looking at we could break it. We could remain bullish, but I want proof first. Let's get a little tighter. Okay, it might do it. And SPY just went right back up to the top of that angular resistance, which I didn't draw on SPY, but I drew it on Q. It's about the same. If this candle turns into a doji on a 30-minute chart, I almost certainly expect an evening star pattern. But there is a chance it can start into a measured move or an end pattern where you get the bar spinner bar. Even though we're already at the top of a trend, that doesn't mean it can suddenly turn around. Not until you see a reversal. Let's see, let me mark this out as a channel here.
Hey, Jeremy, I don't want to interrupt the AAL, but when you're finished, can you walk through why you went short at 38.61 a few minutes ago, please?
Yeah. In actuality, that was just a simple price was trapped under the 8 period. And let me see here. If you look at the 10-second chart, right at 10:23 and 10 seconds, those two candles next to each other rejected that 8 period. And that's where I went short on that break. And it was, let me see here, how long did I hold that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Almost 80 seconds. This is one of my longest day trades yet. But yeah, I was just looking at that price. We had that issue where we've been watching the 8 period cross under the 20 period to go short, and price remained trapped under the 20 period, but it was still kind of hovering by about 10, 22, and 30 seconds until it started to reject that 20 period, and I didn't notice it till I looked back up at it. I'm like, okay, cool. So as soon as I saw those rejecting pairs off the 8 period, and the 8 period was diverging from the 20 period in a bearish trend, at that point I was like, okay, I'm okay to go short here, run it down, and
Epic.
I got out kind of late on that doji at the bottom at 10:25.
15
even.
seconds.
Okay. All right. I see what you're talking about. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
10 seconds.
And I'll get that 10-second chart up here in a little bit, but I'm running ES contracts. I'm kind of private about that, but I'll run
comes the
MES contracts
volatility.
later. And here comes the 8
Watch
period
it.
crossing under the 20 here too, but don't
Watch
go
it
short
now.
yet.
Wait, this is, you got that event happening right now, high volatility event.
Plus 0.447 mil BBLS.
All the inventories and everything.
US DOE EIA
Oh,
ethanol
why don't I have
production
my oil up?
1033
Dang it.
mil BBLS. Plus
I
17
don't
mil
know
BBLS.
where this audio is coming from. Is that somebody in the chat?
Who, me?
Oh, never mind. It was on my end. I'm still messing with
okay.
that money.net platform. Okay, back into
Okay,
AAL.
let's see what happens. This is supposed to be high volatility according to investing.com.
All right,
So,
we got a bar
when
dropping
they do
through.
this report.
Look
Ooh,
for target
that's
3863. That's
a
about
high
half of that
volatility.
trend. As soon as that 8 period broke under that 20 period was confirmation with that big old bar, I went short really quick in the middle of that bar, and I'm out already.
Got a ugly right now star on the 2-minute evening star. Let's see.
Quick little 3-pointers, man. I'll take a screenshot of that one. That was a good one.
Let me go get some stuff done here. Let me go pull out some of my. Oh, that looks pretty.
I'm going to
What
zoom
are you
way
gonna
in on
do?
this because this is just the chart. Never mind the numbers.
Must have been good news. Let's see. What's the oil doing?
Okay, so back to AAL. We're going to watch for a reversal at this pivot.
Bam. Oh, oil's doing good.
And let me zoom in a little tighter.
So it must have been good news.
For the moment, but I think we're still a little bearish here.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart.
Got a descending wedge on the 10-second, though. I'm kind of like,
Oh my goodness! But we've crossed over the bottom of the volume profile box from
yeah.
that I put together pre-market, which is under 2 hours ago. Well, let's see now. Hang on.
Got a high and tight second pennant, just like SPY built earlier
Hmm.
on AAL,
What'd you
but it's
do there?
rejecting again.
That's a nice.
Dang it, bud. This is tricky
What are they
because
trying to tell
AAL
us?
is
This bull rally or what? Sorry.
volatile now. I wonder if the talking heads are kind of flapping about that.
Chip in their teeth.
Yeah.
Chip in
Yesterday
their
I was
teeth.
looking at an article that said the diesel supply is only out to like 25 days.
I
And
saw that too.
that's scary. This might be a pull or either a pullback on the trend, or this can actually break over here on American Airlines. I'm going to keep the 5-minute chart up for you, but it's been choppy on that. I mean, you look at the daily, and that's really wicked to try and trace all that. But knowing where the pivot points are is going to definitely be important and will help you. And it's like you would literally just build on that with if, then, and statements when you build your trade plan on this, when you're trading on pivots. Like if it breaks this pivot, we can look for a gap close. Looking at the daily chart, we can go up to the next level, about 1482. I'm going to put a pivot there. And next target on that would be up in the next control bar, which is 1525. It's this guy here.
Where do you put pivots?
I'm looking at control zones and things of significance on the daily chart here. So when I hover over stuff, it kind of highlighted something that stood out for me. Okay, looking at this little gap right here on a daily chart. So between this candle here on the 18th and the candle on the 19th, there was that gap. So if we break where our critical resistance is now, looking back over the right side of the chart where we're at, if we break there, we can go and close that gap in a big hurry. So like overnight, it can run up to the next pivot, 1482. So whenever you see these on the left side of the chart, this is where your if statement comes in. So if we close above this pivot today, we're likely going to gap up overnight or close this gap, fill it to that 1482. And it's just simply that. Now look at the trend. It's pretty strong here still. So yes, it can do that. What I'd like to see is that we get a pullback back into the range today, so you can go and grab that call again and lock your strangle, so you can take that entry and be ready for that gap if it does close above this pivot.
So how do I set a limit order and know what price
So
to grab that?
look back at your contract, and you got to figure out where the high-low is. So pop open a chart on your contract and look at the high-low for today. You can open the option. Let me see if I can do it real quick without having my account information on the screen. See watch list. Let me add AAL. What contract was that? The 11th expiration. Let's see, where are you looking at
It was the 1450 call.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this to pop the chart on my screen here. Flip that to buy. There we go. There's that contract there. So pop open a daily candle on or a daily chart on that option itself. There's your option there. and just look at the high-low. So the high of that contract, 63 cents, the low of that contract, 54 cents, and then you compare that to the chart for today. And know that when it opened, its lowest point was the low of this doji here, right? So you know you can get it for 54 cents if price returns to today's low or pretty close to it. Implied volatility aside. About the middle of that range, we had price down about what, 14.27, 14.28. There's a good chance of that being within that range. But then let's compare to yesterday with a 5-minute chart. What was the range of that contract from yesterday? Well, we had quite the price range. So if we were to revert at least to this pullback here, which would be about 14.22, we'd get about the middle of the range on this bar from yesterday. We wish we could get it at 50 cents. Not going to happen. Probably looking at anywhere from 54 to 55 cents. So if you were to set a limit order to try to grab that on a pullback, that'd probably be about it. You get to about 54 or 55 cents for a limit order to purchase that contract. And that's what I mean when I say look at the high-low. Although the other day, I mean, that thing had a massive range. So hopefully we get that pullback. Kind of got to keep an eye on SPY. And if SPY starts to really look bearish and just really take a dive, know that most of the market comes down with it. If in the middle of the day, maybe you set an alert to where if SPY breaks the support zone, so set an alert on SPY if it breaks 383. To have an alert on your phone or something where you can peek at it. And in that case, you can adjust that order on that option real quick and know that you might be able to get it cheaper. I'll be right back in a second. I got to let some coffee out.
Yeah, I just put in an order for 54.
Stone, you there?
Oh yeah.
So I was looking at that zigzag indicator that you put the video of
Yeah.
the other day. And unfortunately on TradingView, or maybe because I don't have the membership, higher membership, I can't adjust the settings to what you have.
Really?
But I found another indicator. It's kind of the same. It just gives me the high and low
Mhm.
of the price. Well, not price action, the chart.
Mhm.
And it's helping me. It's guiding me. Like I can see the pivots now, and I'm just trading the action now. So
Good.
it did help.
It did help. Good. Well, it sometimes it's just the little things that give us those guidance, like Bud's talking about, looking for, what time frames do you find on these control bars and do you find these levels? And knowing, the different indicators, anything that helps visually for you, because I'm a visual person, that, that's good. See if you can get something called auto support resistance. ThinkScript has auto support resistance lines. I use them. They're on my chart, and they actually give me pivots too. As a matter of fact, I was making a video, and I put a line on it, looking at a zigzag indicator, and I drew the line right there and said, "Here's the pivot." And dang, if that auto support, we were doing it live. I don't know if you saw it. All of a sudden, boom, there was a pivot line there.
Auto
And
support resistance. What?
I think it's called auto support resistance. I'm gonna go check my my studies right now. It's called auto support resistance.
Okay,
And
I'll check it out.
yeah, check that out. I'm gonna go get my VWAP settings, VWAP WAP, the VWAP WAP, and put those up for we've got 19 minutes, boss. So
Channel break.
and I just want to let you know I got another scalp.
Good
Just
work.
So you know. Yeah,
Heck
that's
yeah.
good.
If I was paying attention, I
I'm
would've got
thrilled.
long
No, the
on that break.
options thing, options been kicking my butt, but now I'm kicking its butt.
There you go.
Got my ship right from the switch from penny stocks. It's all starting to click. Yay, yay, yay.
So I'm going to assume you've
Whoops.
got the $14 put on that, Bud.
Yes, it's down $20.
Let me see here. Why can't I get a chart for that?
So I went back to the previous day and I put, for some reason I have a mark on the chart. I don't know where it came from, but it's halfway through the previous day's candle, which is a little bit above the end of the wick on today's. So I put in a limit at about 55.
For getting back in that call. Okay. That had quite the range day on the 20th, didn't it? Compare daily charts. Ah, that's where it gapped down. Okay. So you bought that put close to $100. Man, I can't wait to get us into the level where we're all trading spreads together, because that's going to be a game changer when it comes to running these strangles and turn them into condors instead. We'll get there.
Yeah, I bought it at 77.
77, okay. So not terrible. You got that on that.
Yeah, we've been recruiting y'all so y'all can trade with us. We want y'all to learn everything we know so we can all come in here and trade together and say, no, look at that. Okay, it's this way.
Right.
Watch out for that.
At least I know now it's way too, they'd be way too far apart, so I should not buy a call right now for a strangle.
Right. It might be. I wish Webull would let you sell the next strike, because the 1350 put, you could get 30 cents for that right now. If you paid 47, I mean, you'd be locking in a 17-cent loss on that. But if that 1350 expired worthless and the 1450 expired worthless, at least it would save you $30 of loss by selling the contract below. Let me see if it'll pop up on the screen here. Hang on.
Put that those settings from a VWAP in there for anybody who wants them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There it is.
Appreciate it.
So here's
You're
the
very
13.
welcome.
Here's the 1350
Glad to help.
put, and it's actually starting to get a little spike from implied volatility here. So like if you were able to sell that as part of a
It's
spread,
unbelievable.
it's actually going up while price is going up. So like check this out. Price is breaking resistance right now, and the price of that put, even though it's further out of the money, is actually going up just a tiny bit. It went from 30 to 31 on the bid side just in the time I opened it here. And that's the kind of thing, like once you are able to get level 3 options on your Robinhood account, or if you were able to run a margin account on Webull and make that initial deposit to get you to margin where you can sell short, that'd be ideal, because then you can sell one option against the other and pretty much put a stop to any more loss on that. Excuse me 1 second. My cats knocked something over and it went thud, so I was kind of like, what the heck was that noise? So that's where those spreads become pertinent, and that's where it really saves you some grief, because not only can you take advantage of range, like if you bought the put on a high price point in one part of the day, later on you could lock that in and lock a profit into that by selling short the next strike down, in a lot of cases for more than you spent on the long put. And then as time goes on, when you get price action on the equity that you're trading this on, you can walk in and out of the short contract all you want. You can swing trade it. So you can use a flat sideways grinding price action to take advantage of the highs and lows on that short contract and generate income from your long-term strangle position. So your strangle position's on the core, it's on the inside of the rail, so to speak, and then closest to price, your short legs are just one step out in each direction. And essentially you sell the short legs against the long legs, so the position leverages itself. There's no extra risk there. It does cap your total returns. So if like price blows out of one side or the other, you're capped for your total gains on that. But as long as you lock a profit between the long and short legs on each side, it doesn't matter. You're turning a debit spread into a credit spread at that point. And it trades the same, but it works differently when price action blows through. You've locked in that profit plus the distance between the two strikes. This being 50 cents apart, you lock in a $50 bill plus whatever positive end you had on the short leg. So like if you, for instance, bought a call for 30 and then sold the next strike up for 35 later on, or 40, you've locked in the distance between the two spreads at 50 cents plus the premium you've got on it. So in a sense, if this ended up where you got assigned on the short call, that person basically paid you all the premium between the two strikes plus the premium you earned for selling that strike, and then you exercise yours, you keep the difference. So it's a can't lose situation. And that's something I'll be talking about really soon here with some really important people. And tomorrow afternoon, we're going to kind of reveal who that is. So
in just about 12 minutes, 10, 11 minutes. Right?
On that news coming out?
No, on us in a meeting in a little while.
Oh yeah, we've got a meeting to talk about some of that stuff in the foreground, and then we're.
Well, thanks guys. I gotta head out. I'm not quite there yet, Jeremy, but hopefully I will start to pick up what you're putting down for the most part.
That's where we're going with it. And like I said, once you get there, dude, it's just like, whoa, what have I been doing with my life? But you had to be learning this on the way. So, and to be truthful, it took me a little while to make that transition to be like, hey, I can turn this into a no-lose situation. It took a while, but once I did, it's like, whoa, I can literally.
How many years is your point?
At this point, I started trading in December of 2017. So, I mean, I haven't been trading for very long compared to a lot of other traders. But I would say it probably took me a better part of about 2 years to get to the point where the lights came on. I'm like, hey, I can lock this in as a can't lose situation. And it was
your 40th birthday. You'll have it.
Yeah, there you go. But the point is, when you get there, dude, it's nuts. But just think of this as you're learning how to do the strangles first. You're building this ability to go to the next level, and it's got to start here and now, and from a small point and build into a big point. And once you get there, man, it's crazy what you realize you can do at that point. Options are complex, but they don't have to be. You can make it simple, and once it hits the switch in your mind, it becomes simple. So anyway, I'm going to sign off the YouTube channel for now. It's been great having you guys along.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys later. We're going to
Take care.
kick back for about 10 more minutes, and then I got to sign this off for a little time from 11 to probably about 1. I'll come back at 1 on the Discord side as well. Stone and I got some people to talk to, and we're making some big moves here. Very soon we're going to have some exciting news tomorrow afternoon, in fact. And
Good luck.
It's going good. This is a really big thing.
Jeremy likes to make things better for everybody, and I certainly do appreciate that.
That's the thing. I like to, I mean, with
like
what
to
we're
help
doing
people.
here.
I like that. I like that. It's fun.
And in that, I'm reaching out to other outfits, and they see the value in that, because otherwise they wouldn't be talking to us. So that's what I take to heart, is that we love helping people, and it is appealing to other organizations to help us pay that forward and to help us help other people. And that's really coming to terms here, and things are really starting to get exciting for us as an organization as well as a community. There's people here talking to us right now who might consider being moderators for us someday. This is where it just pays forward. Stone's one of them. He started out learning all the price action in penny stocks, and we've progressed from there, and now he's like changing the game and scalping options like a madman. And the next thing he'll be doing is he'll learn how to do these no-lose spreads and be like, whoa, this is cool.
Yeah, my mouth dropped when you told me about those, and I realized, I went, oh my goodness, this is what he's been talking about all this time.
Exactly.
But also, Jeremy threatened to beat me up. Y'all hear
Yes,
his
I did.
violent tendencies. So
I did.
He
I
threatened
did
to beat me up if I didn't moderate.
Violent tendencies. Man.
Hey, you're the one talking about punching guys out.
Yeah, that's true. I'd love to go out and beat down con artists. That'd be my happy play. That would make me feel good. I mean, the ones that deserve it, the ones that really deserve it. You know, those people who have taken
Well, let's
people.
just take it out on these stocks.
That's right. For now, we'll just
I
do it
want to
that way.
short Spotify for all my musician friends.
My hatred for criminals, I'm sure, is shared, and I know some people who work in law enforcement, and they don't necessarily hate criminals because, well, to them it's a form of job security, I guess. But I don't like what they do to good people. They really do damage to good people, and that's what makes me so emotional about it. I just don't like them, and
well, you're gonna have to
maybe
get a part-time job as an auxiliary officer.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll be the guy they call that they don't put on the books. Come here. This guy needs some street justice. I'm kidding. I'm not that much of a fighter. I'm just saying. It would be nice to be able to do that, but yeah.
My favorite thing to end all wars is just to send a bunch of mamas over where they fighting and let them deal with it.
Right?
What are you doing? Give me here. Come here.
Smack him in the head with a sandal. You know? That'd be the stuff. All right, guys. Well, we're going to sign off.
Or Lou and Ice Pick from New Jersey. Send those two guys.
Yeah, no kidding. Those are the guys. That would be awesome.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great time. We'll see you in a couple hours. I'm sorry I'm cutting up. I'll be putting up stuff as I can.
And if you're watching out there on YouTube and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Give us a like. Give us comments. We love comments, feedback. If you got something you'd love to see us do, put it out there. We pay attention to that stuff. If you want us to
getting ready to pop again.
Run down a stock for you or whatever, we'll check it out. In the meantime, hit the bell, get lots of notifications from the stuff we do every day, and we will bring it to you. See you guys.